What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with 11 weeks of physique update of Hunter Labrada, going through some rounds of posing under the eyes of his coach, Ben. So if we go back and look at the breakdown of Texas Pro last year, the judges had Hunter Labrada winning that show instead of Andrew Jack at the start of the prejudging. But these guys became so close later during that session that the judges kept them posing rounds after rounds. I believe they made them go through 4 rounds of posing. And Hunter was the one who faded first. And he was also the one who started breathing very heavily. And that too through his stomach. And that was one of the biggest reasons why he lost that show. Because Andrew stood there like an absolute statue. And even then only 1 point separated both these guys. And this just goes to show us no matter how many times you go through these posing rounds, it's never enough. So Hunter took notes. And this year we are surely gonna see a lot more improvements, especially in that posing aspect. So if we take a look at his physique at 11 weeks out of Italy, he's looking so good, especially in terms of conditioning. I think it is going to be game on for Hunter this year. So everyone who pointed out that he had a big whiz during the peak of his off-season, I think they won't probably say a thing now after looking at this update, how streamlined Hunter's wrist is looking at this point. And keep in mind, this is him posing fasted on empty stomach with no pump. And still the man is looking this good. So Hunter is all set to upset the top 5 at this upcoming Miss Olympia. So do let me know what you guys think. Can he place top 4 again? So the next pro show on the calendar year, that is going to be Portugal Pro. And it's going to happen next weekend. And guess what? 2 of the biggest names that Stefan is coaching right now. Actually, he has been coaching these guys since last year. They are William Bonac and Nathan Diesha. These guys are going to be the one fighting for the top spot here in Portugal. And we just saw both these guys compete in a span of 2 weeks, in different shows of course. So let's take a look at the latest physique update of the champion from Emperor Classic Spain, William Bonac. So those old man muscles that he has, or what we can say that density and the muscle maturity, that is so damn good on William Bonac. And that is exactly what allowed him to beat Barros Tabani. And Barros was equally good in Spain, as we just saw him this past weekend in Italy. So many of us were really surprised on how great William Bonac's legs looked at the age of 42, because he's a guy who was suffering from some sort of knee injury since 2019. But still he was able to present a great set of wheels, and that was enough for the judges to have him above Barros Tabani, even though it was by just 1 point at both the prejudging as well as at the finals. Now I have to say one thing is absolutely clear at this point. This is most probably going to be William Bonac's last stretch. His V-taper isn't the same anymore as it was in his prime. And one of the reasons for that is his waistline has gotten so wide. And that is definitely going to hurt him a lot, especially on the big stage like Mr. Olympia. But still, props to him for staying true to his words. And he is going to be doing Portugal Pro as originally announced. So I think Bonac should also do Dubai Pro as well. Simply because he will have such a great shot at winning $100,000 in prize money. And that, I have to say, is a lot of money to pass up on. Because on the basis of what we saw in Spain, William Bonac should feel really confident that he is going to be the last man standing in Portugal as well. So Nathan Diesha has now also released a statement. So he seems to be in very high spirits. And I think he should be. It was arguably the biggest and the most complete package of Nathan Diesha that we have ever seen. And the fact is, a lot of the people, including some bodybuilding experts as well, they had Nathan Diesha edging out Barros Tabani. But according to the scorecards, the judges had Barros Tabani clearly in the first place at both the prejudging as well as at the finals. Now these 2 guys, Nathan Diesha and William Bonac, they are going to be 2 entirely different physiques in Portugal. And Nathan here may try to come in a little less fuller than what we saw in Italy, because no matter what he does, he won't be as hard as William Bonac, especially from the back. And Nathan's strength over William Bonac, that is going to be his small waistline. So I think he should maximize on that. So do let me know what you guys think. Can Nathan Diesha beat William Bonac and punch his Olympia ticket? Next up is the update of Andrew Jack. 7 weeks out of his first show, Texas Pro, which is most probably going to be his only show before this upcoming Miss Olympia. So he himself hasn't announced it once that he is doing Texas Pro. But his coach Chris Acito and his trainer Chris Lewis aka Psycho Fitness did talk about it. And I think it will be great to see Andrew winning it in Texas for the 3rd time in a row. So there are gonna be some huge expectations from Andrew Jack this year, simply because he had time to rest his body and he had a few months of solid uninterrupted off-season where he could solely focus on his weak points, the hamstrings and the back. Because Andrew's front shorts, the front double, the front lat spread, the abs and thigh, the most muscular, they are Mr. Olympia worthy shorts already. Plus the fact that the man is so tall and he has so much size, that gives him a lot of advantage over all these other guys. So Andrew looked really great at this year's Pittsburgh Pro guest posing. Now he wasn't as lean as some of the other guys, like Derek Linsford, but the man looked absolutely humongous. Probably one of the biggest guys out there. So we haven't seen any physique updates from Andrew after Pittsburgh. And this isn't something new from Andrew. They kept things all covered up till Texas Pro last year as well, when he won that show. And I believe that was the biggest package of Andrew to ever step on a bodybuilding stage. And I am sure with this offseason now in the books, he must have added more thickness in his side shorts, plus his back as well, specifically his upper half. So he is already top 5 in the world. And many people believe that if Andrew comes back with all these necessary improvements, he will pose a great threat to Brandon Kerry and Nick Walker for a higher spot. And he is gonna be a legit threat to the Olympia title. So do let me know what you guys think. Can Andrew win the Olympia this year? Jon Jewett is ready to present a much more fuller and a harder package at this upcoming Van Pro, which is happening in about 2.5 weeks time now. So Vancouver Pro is next in line after Portugal. And we have a great lineup there as well. We have Hassan Mustafa also coming back to compete there. Stanimal, Beef Stew, Tim Budisham, and John. So what makes this show so great is that any one of these guys have the ability to win this show and punch their Olympia ticket. So if everyone came at their absolute best, then I believe Hassan Mustafa will probably get away with the win here. But based on his showing as well as his last update, things aren't looking that good for Hassan. Plus, it is really uncertain what version of Hassan will show up here. So Jon Jewett, on the other hand, without a doubt, is gonna be one of the hottest guys on that stage. One of the most conditioned guy out there. So I don't think he gets enough credit. But his back double bicep is absolutely insane, especially in terms of the detail that he's able to present on the stage. Plus, he has been so consistent with peaking in the last few showings. So John is definitely gonna be the guy who has a legit shot at winning this Van Pro and earn his Olympia qualification. So many people actually had him beating Quinton Beastwood in Toronto as well, based on the fact that he was in a better condition than Quinton. But that isn't how the judges saw it. And that is now in the past. And we all know Quinton isn't doing Van Pro. So Stanimal is not the most genetically gifted guy, especially in terms of his shape. But he is of course gonna be one of the most conditioned guy in this lineup. And he has put on some serious size in the last 1 year. So Stan now has multiple second placings since he switched over to the men's open bodybuilding class. And this is the year he's hoping to get his first pro win and also get his Olympia qualification and finally step on the biggest bodybuilding stage in the world. So Tim Budisham was spotted training and posing with Keon Pearson, another guy who has looked extremely peeled and not to mention really hard in all 3 of the shows that he has done so far. But still he has been unable to get the attention of the judges. But still that hasn't stopped him from pursuing a bear shape and presenting a bear look with every passing show. So this is gonna be Tim's 4th show of the year, and he has already announced that he's also doing Chicago Pro up next. So it is gonna be a very long season for Tim. So one of the biggest weaknesses that Tim has is that he lacks that lat width. And that is probably a major factor why he has been unable to crack top 4 in any of the shows that he has done so far in this year. So Van Pro is also gonna be a great show. Who is your pick to win this show? And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.